continuing on in bibliology, last week we were talking about, or really beginning, the topic of the origin of the English Bible and where it came from. And of course, in that, we're also looking at some of the different philosophies behind translations, because we do have several English translations. And they, in some cases, they can be quite unique in the way they translate things, and there's reasons behind that. Of course, you have your literal translation, which is, to be honest with you, typically the type of translation you should be looking for, is a literal translation. And then you have your dynamic equivalent. Your dynamic equivalent do tend to be the more popular ones. And then one that's like essentially literal word for word, which word for word then doesn't always convey the actual meaning of what's being expressed. So literal is going to take the idioms and the other uses of scripture, or well, just language in general, and it's going to translate them correctly across so that you're actually conveying the proper meaning of what is being said. And then of course we looked at the King James and where it came about. And it did the original version, and you can still see it today because it is still used predominantly in the Catholic Church. It did have what is referred to as the apocryphal books. Now, the apocryphal books were determined to not be scripture. Even, by the way, um, with Catholicism, they actually called them the secondary canon.